Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. Today is an exciting day because
we get to put our roof on.
That's right. We've got metal to put on the roof of the cabin. We've been to D&R Metal up in Wurtland, Kentucky, where we ordered our metal earlier this week and it's in today. So we are going to get that put on. We have 7 sheets to put on the porch roof and 8 sheets to put on the cabin roof. And I think we can do it all today. What do you think?
I don't know, maybe.
What are you looking forward to the most today?
Riding my dirt bike.
Riding your dirt bike? I figured you was gonna say jerky time.
Ooh.
Break time.
But riding my dirt bike is really...
You like riding your dirt bike, don't you?
Yeah, can we do what we did yesterday?
I don't know, we'll see. We might. Here's how we're going to do the porch roof. We're going to do the porch roof first. And if you've never put metal like this on, I'm going to show you. There is an edge that has like a 1/4 inch flat spot on it. And then the other side, the rounded edge, is straight over. There's no lip on the end of it. So this would be the outside edge. This would be the inside edge, so that the next one, you loop over the top and there's no overhang over it. So we're gonna start on this side and work our way that way. That means that we want this lip on this side. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use this opening right here to just slide them up and onto the roof. I'll get up on the ladder and I'll have Caden kind of pick up this end and kind of hand them up to me. Now, I need you to kind of, yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Run, run! Okay, you got it.
You need to be thinking when you pick it up, how do I get this lip in my right hand and carry it over here to where you set it down like this, okay? So when you carry them over here, get it picked up to where you can set it in place in the right direction. Come around here and lift it up for me. Now, hold up. Okay, I got it. Here's one that seems to get everybody fired up. Where do you put your screws on corrugated metal? Do you put them on top of the ridge or down on the flat? I am not a roofer, but I will tell you I have done a lot of metal roofs for myself. Actually, a lot of times when I'm putting on a metal roof, I will lay the sheets of metal stacked one on top of another all lined up, and I'll pre-drill where my screws go, because it does make it easier to drive the screws through. But on this cabin, where one, I'm not 1000% certain that everything runs perfectly square and true, and two, I can do most of the work off of a ladder. I'm just running the screws in where they need to be and rolling with it. Now, as you can see, run my screws in on the flat. One, because that's what the manufacturer recommends. It pulls the metal down good and flat. The theory behind putting it in on top of the rib is that there's no water running down the rib, so you won't have leaks. And that makes perfect sense to me. The problem you have when you're running them in on top of the ridge is you will very, very easily squash the metal down and cause it to run untrue. It won't look uniform. You can make a real mess out of a roof running them down on the ridges. I'm sure there's plenty of guys that can do it and do it well, but that's not what is recommended by the manufacturer. And I've had really good luck running them in on the flats. The only time I've ever had a leak is when I didn't run a screw all the way down to where the washer seals. Let me show you something on that, on how the washer needs to be flattened out. You see how the rubber washer with the paint starts to crack? That's when you've got the rubber washer pushed down to where it seals and you're in good shape. If your washer looks like that and it's not smashed, you're not quite down tight enough. Boom. If your washer looks like that and it's totally mashed, you're probably a little too tight, because you will dimple your metal to where it doesn't look good. That's how I do metal roofing. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a roofer, and there are guys that know way more about this than I do. Feel free to chime in the comments if you have better advice or more advice that you'd like to add for just doing homeowner projects, sheds and things like that. Obviously, this is going to work out just great for what we're doing. And we use treated lumber on the whole frame, so even if we end up developing a leak, we'll be safe. We can get it fixed and move on with our lives. Remember what I told you about the lip? So you're gonna have to lay it down and pick it back up the other way. The lip needs to be in your right hand when you stand it up. I can turn it around up here. It's okay. Let's come on up with it and I'll turn it around up here. All right, we are running perfectly straight and true right now, which is awesome. Now I want to show you another thing about screw spacing is you see how we've got the lip overlapping the next. So our lip overlaps this next piece of metal right here. You want to put your screw right up next to that. That holds it down, and so that gives you your pattern. And I actually messed it up once down there, and so I've got 2 screws out of place. So you're gonna go to the left side of the rib each time down through here, and then when you overlap, you've got it right here and it holds this edge down. And that's kind of the pattern that you need to go with when you're putting your screws in. But I like to get 1 screw in the top corner, get that where it needs to be, and then go down to the front and make sure we're still running good and straight and true with the front edge of the building. Porch roof is done.
We're sitting under it right now.
How cool is that, huh?
It's shade.
That's right. Man, we're gonna get us a porch swing put up here.
Right over there.
Hang out, shoot ya. That'd be great.
Sides.
Well, guess what time it is?
Jerky time.
Jerky time.
Break time, jerky time.
Now guys, I'll tell you, this was not something that Jeff's Famous Jerky asked us to do again, but we have more jerky and we love it. So we decided to mention it one more time because it's break time.
And we're hungry.
And we're hungry, and this is the perfect snack for a little cabin build job site. Jeff's Famous Jerky. Check out the link down in the description if you want to have some shipped to your door.
Smell it.
Oh man, he got the bacon jerky. I'll get some in a minute. Let me enjoy this. All right guys, well, break time is over. And it's back to work. We got the porch roof on. It didn't take very long.
Wait,
and
we haven't told any jokes.
We haven't told any jokes. Oh, I've got a good one. Somebody's told me to tell you another joke that's a follow-up to your no-eyed deer joke. So you said, what do you call a deer with no eyes? No-eyed deer. What do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no-eyed deer. Get it still because it can't move. Oh goodness, back to work. So the cabin roof, we have 16-foot 5-inch sheets of metal ready to roll. So what we've got to do is bring them over here, lean them up, get them up on top of here and screw them in place. And
then that's all.
Yeah, just that. That's all we got to do. All right, guys. Well, man, what a great day. It's like 74 degrees out. It's perfect weather.
We haven't told a joke yet.
Oh, you got a joke?
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
Why can't your ear be 12 inches?
I don't know. Why?
Because then it would be a foot.
That's pretty good, man. So what do you think, Caden? We've got a porch roof and a cabin roof. Look at this, guys. Man.
He failed cutting the first metal for the cabin?
I did. I made a mistake on my cut, on my last cut. And so luckily it was a small enough sheet of metal that I could use the other half of the sheet of metal that I cut. But you remember what I was telling you about the little lip and how that goes underneath the next piece of metal? Well, now we have one of those on top because that's the only way we could finish. But it's a permatent. This is exciting because it feels like this was one major hurdle. We've got the roof on, which to me is the hardest part because I'm afraid of heights. So now that we've got that out of the way, we're gonna start closing in the walls. I actually even have some of the lumber here ready to start framing. I need to order my poplar siding. Man, we are gonna have a cabin here before you know what happened. You making fun of me?
Yeah, because you're like into it. You're just like,
I am.
before you know it.
That's right, I am into it. Hey, what'd you do today? Besides like helping me lift sheets of metal up.
Caught a big bass.
That's right. We didn't catch it on camera because I was up on the roof and the camera was down here. But he was first time using a bait caster.
Yeah, but then I tangled it.
Yeah, then he backlashed. All right, bro.
Buddy.
Bro.
Bread.
I had somebody comment on the video the other day because I call him brother a lot. It's just kind of one of those things. Buddy, brother, whatever. Somebody was all tore up about that. Why would you call your son brother? I don't know.
Brother love.
It's just something I've always done. What's up, brother love? All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day.
And subscribe.